This is Nathan, ThatAlbumReviewerGuy here, doing another top 10 list. Haven't done one of these in a while. And the reason for that is because I really haven't had any ideas. But the other day I thought of one, and I decided I'd do it. So this is my top 10 bands that I want to or tried to get into, but didn't yet. The key word in there is yet. Because, well, a majority of these bands, or, might not say majority, at least some of them, I am getting more and more into, but I wouldn't say I'm actually into them yet. So, yeah, that's how it's gonna be. This list is gonna be, well, the video itself is going to be put together a bit differently than my usual top 10 lists, and that's because I'm working with a different editor than I did on the previous lists, so I don't exactly have the same capabilities as I do on the other one with this one, because I'm just using Movie Maker for this, because that's all I have to work with. So I'm not going to be able to actually put, like, the band logo or the band or whatever on the screen with me. So you're gonna see me, then it's gonna cut to probably the band logo, and then back to me, and that's how it's gonna work. So let's get on with this list, shall we? Number 10, we have Porcupine Tree, which is a prog metal, prog rock band that I've heard of. I checked out a couple of their songs, and this is number 10 because it's probably the band that I'm closest to getting into, but to that same degree, that's not necessarily how this list works. But it is what it is. Porcupine Tree, uh, they, I don't want to say they're a smaller known band, because they do have their following. Uh, I first heard these guys from watching Cover Killer Nation, and that's actually how I heard of a couple of bands on this list. But yeah, Porcupine Tree, they do have talent, I'll give them that. And this is a band that I'm trying to get into, and maybe I'll be calling them one of my favorites someday. Maybe. Number 9, we have Opeth. Opeth is a progressive death metal band, or just a progressive metal band now. I've heard some of their early work, and I've heard some of their later work where they don't really do much of the growls or screams anymore. It's mostly just clean vocals, and I don't mind either. Opeth is another band that I heard of from Cover Killer Nation, and yeah, they also have talent, and it's another band that I'm kind of close to actually getting into, I guess you could say, but they're they take some adjusting to, in my opinion. It's not really one of those bands that I can get into right off the bat. I gotta listen to it like quite a bit. So I will continue to do that in the future. Number 8, we have R.E.M. Yes, this may be a bit of a surprise, but I'm not really into R.E.M. I mean, I tried giving them a chance, listening to songs like Losing My Religion and It's the End of the World as We Know It. Yeah, I, they just don't do anything for me. I mean, I've tried to get into them, really I have, but I don't see myself getting into this band anytime soon. Number 7 is Red Line Chemistry. You may or may not have heard of this band, but they're a rock band. I've heard tons of their material multiple times, and it really just does not offer much for me. I am a big fan of modern rock, even though people will say a lot of it sounds the same. Redline Chemistry, they just blend in with the background as far as I'm concerned in the rock world. They don't really have anything that stands out in my opinion. I mean, they're just another modern rock band as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing really special about them, and I'm just not really into them. Number 6 is Ghost, or in America, Ghost BC. They're a doom metal band. I'm sure you may have heard of them. They've gained quite the following in the U.S. over the past couple of years, and I don't mind them. I mean, I'm starting to get into them. Their song "Secular Haze" is probably my favorite. I would say. I heard their new song Sirius. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's not bad. I like their. Well, I don't mind their song "Year Zero." Their song "If You Have Ghost" is meh. But yeah, this is another band that takes some getting used to as well. I'm starting to get into them, but it's a slow process, very slow process. Number 5 is Hell Yeah, a supergroup comprised of members of Mudvayne, Pantera, Nothing Face. They're not good, in my opinion. Like, I've really tried to get into them. I enjoy a couple songs at their most recent album. I like Moth, I like Hush. Their song You Wouldn't Know is okay. I sing their song Drink, Drank, Drunk all the time, but that's just to poke fun at college life. Uh, I'm not really a big fan of it. And yeah, they really just don't offer much. Their material, it, it just seems forced. It seems lazy at points. I've I've tried so many times to give them a chance, but I don't know how many chances I can give them. Number 4 is Imagine Dragons. Yeah, this band, I don't like anything from them. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Demons, but even that song I don't really like all that much. It's just Coldplay, pretty much. I mean, they're just trying to be Coldplay, in my opinion. They kind of changed their sound a little bit for their new album, Smoke and Mirrors. I hate I Bet My Life. That's such an annoying song, by the way. But, no, Imagine Dragons, they just don't offer anything for me. I mean, they, they're a flash in the pan as far as I'm concerned. Number 3 is U2. Yeah, bet you didn't see that one coming. Just wait until you see number 2 and number 1. You might be surprised. I was trying to say shocked and surprised at the same time, but voice crack. Alright, enough of that. Anyway, U2. Yeah, I don't really have much to say other than the fact that this is another band that I've tried to get into. I've listened to their hits, I've listened to a couple deep cuts. I just don't see the appeal in these guys. I mean, I know they're rock veterans, probably one of the biggest names in rock. I just don't see why. They really don't offer anything special, in my opinion. I've tried, and I've tried, but I just can't get into U2. When their album, crap, what was it called? I forgot, but the new one that was free on iTunes and annoyingly inserted itself in everyone's library. I didn't keep any of it. I didn't. I deleted it all. I didn't want it. I didn't need it. I wasn't going to listen to it ever, and I never once regretted that decision. You thought number 3 was surprising? Number 2 is going to be a bit more surprising. Number 2 is Rush. Rush. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate Rush. Uh, they're just. I don't want to say there's nothing really special about them, because there is, but it's just taking me a long time to actually get used to them. Like, there was a point where I was like, oh no, Rush sucks, Rush, boo, Rush, boo. That was a bit hasty in my judgment there. Rush isn't a bad band by any means. They're just not really my cup of tea. I mean, I've listened to the hits, of course. I've listened to Tom Sawyer. I've listened to Limelight. I've listened to Spirit of the Radio, or the Spirit of Radio, whatever it's called. I've listened to a couple songs off their new album, newest album, I should say, came out in 2012. But yeah, I like the song "The Wreckage." That's a nice one. But I'm trying to get into Rush, but who knows how long that's gonna take. Surprised? Number 1 is Pink Floyd. I really have no excuse for this one, but Pink Floyd, one of the biggest names in rock. Said that about U2, but Pink Floyd is bigger than U2. Pink Floyd. I have absolutely no idea why I'm not into these guys, but their their music, for some reason, it just doesn't really click with me. I'm I've tried, I'm trying, listening to stuff from Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, Animals, even The Endless River, the album that wasn't really all that good according to Pink Floyd fans, but I mean, maybe I'll get into Pink Floyd someday. We'll see. But what did you guys think of this list? Are you surprised? Are you upset? And do you like this format of me making the lists? Do you want me to put the pictures or whatever in front? Does that spoil it? Do you feel as though it spoils it? Does it matter? Tell me. My social media stuff is down there. You can ask me a question on Ask FM, like me on Facebook, follow me on Tumblr, all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe for new content, of course, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That I'm Reviewer Guy signing off.